easy go.
Hello guys, we're Felts aka Felts Plays here, back again with another video. So in today's video, I'll be going over my experience of doing the knife only challenge in COD Mobile without allowing myself any streaks or UAV. So I'm going to be talking about how I found it hard or easy, as well as my recommendations for you guys. So the gameplay you are seeing in the background is a 36 kill solo queued frontline on Nuketown with 4,500 score. So before we begin, I would appreciate it if you guys could drop a thumbs up and sub if you're new around here. It really helps support me, and as of recording this video, we are really close to 40 subs. Currently 4 subscribers away, and we are growing insanely fast, guys, so I want to thank you guys for that. But anyways, let's get on with the video. So my first impression after doing the challenge was that it wasn't that hard, but I did struggle at some points. And some things to know for you guys when doing this challenge, and if you do decide to do it, is that when your team has control, you are good, because your enemies will be pushing with you, and it's much easier to have enemies there and have control of the map, and just know where the enemy team is, because then you're able to flank and you're able to get those easy knife kills right away. But the thing is, if the enemy is spawn trapping or they have locked objectives down, you are basically done. Because in you guys can allow yourself score streaks, but I didn't, so I wasn't allowed to clear out the enemy spawn or our spawn. So essentially I had to try my hardest, or I had to dip and maybe try to flip the spawns, and it was really hard. But if you guys do allow yourself score streaks, that will be much easier. The last thing to note is that if you immediately push and play an SMG/AR aggressive playstyle like I do, you need to adapt to a different, more stealthy playstyle, but it's not that hard because you'll still be flanking, so just keep that in mind. Some things I would recommend you guys do is call in a UAV for sure. I did this without them because I didn't call in my streaks, but it would have made my life a lot simpler because I would have known where they were like 24/7. Next thing would be to flank. If you're not flanking, I don't know how you're doing this challenge. Like, if you're able to just, unless you're getting complete, like you're getting newcomers or you're getting all bots in one game, then yeah, you can do it, but to some extent you're gonna have to flank. The next step would be to stay in or around buildings and cover fire, so you can use that as your protection, because as you know, you don't have a gun that you can fire and you don't have streaks, so you do have to use that cover fire, and it's very crucial in order to get as close to your enemies as possible and knife them. The next thing is slide, mantle, jump, and be versatile. Avoid those shots. This will allow you to get as close to your enemy as possible, as fast as possible, so you're able to get that knife off, and continue sliding and mantling, jumping, so that you're unpredictable to your actual enemy. Sorry. The next thing is to actually use the skulker perk. So these next few tips are going to be based on perks. So with this perk, you are 12% faster when walking and crouching. The reason I say that is with knifing, you have to be extremely fast to get to your enemy before they can end up killing you. And if they have an SMG like the PDW or an AR like the M4, unless you are strafing or you are being unpredictable, it's very easy for them to kill you because you're just walking up to them. The next thing is to use Ghost, so you're immune to enemy UAVs. This goes back to the stealth approach. So with that, you can see the enemies, but the enemies cannot see you, even though they have their UAV up. And then dead silence will allow them to not hear your footsteps at all. So it goes one step further even, so they can't even hear your footsteps, they can't see you on the minimap, so you have all those advantages. And that's really what this revolves around, using those perks to your advantage. But if you like to you'd rather hear the enemy footsteps and go for Sixth Senses, but I personally think dead silence is better, because you already know that you already have Ghost. Sorry, I think Sixth Senses is better because you already do have Ghost, so you're immune to their UAV. So I would want a counter in case they try flanking our spawn or me, so I would just know in case. The next tip would be to actually play with a party or a group of friends. This allows more fluid communication and makes the challenge easier. Like, there would be so many times in this challenge where I wish I had a teammate there who could help push with me, and it would make the process a lot easier, and I could even get more kills and do a lot better in the challenge. So I would really recommend playing with a party or a group of friends. Some things not to do is actually to rush mid-map. It's pretty simple. Rush enemy spawn alone. I did a lot, quite frankly, and it is something I need to improve on, because there were multiple enemies, and sometimes I did manage to pick a lot of them off, but a lot of times I got a couple and then I ended up dying, so it was really not worth it that much, and my KD was kind of screwed. And then don't stay in one spot and camp, because then you're predictable. You want to follow that stealthy approach, but also be moving around again and again and again. Just move around anywhere except mid-map, and make sure when you are rushing your enemy spawn, there are teammates already there, or there's only like 1 or 2 enemies there at that moment, because mid-map is really populated. Again, some of these I did not do myself, but to ensure the best success, I would recommend these specific setups in terms of your class and the actual playstyle you guys use going into this challenge. If you are simply bored or would like a challenge or something to grind for, I would really recommend doing this challenge, as sometimes it can be frustrating, but if done successfully, it not only is fun but also feels satisfying. I don't know why, at the same time, for whatever reason, just getting those high kill games without any gun. And that is all for my experience with going knife only in COD Mobile. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit those bell notifications if you have not already. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.